I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The season opener from Daytona. Defending champ Mark Nelson and Troy Downing on the front row. John Ross and Aaron Mason on the second row. Richie Jomplin, Gerald Thanos Poole on the third row. Austin Ruskoff, Michael Whiting on the fourth row. Mark the Man Dantuma and Ronald Losey round out the top 10. Nicole, that's what she said. Creasel starting in 11th, next to Larry Fairman in 12th. Zach Lockett in 13th. Russell Martin Jr. in 14th. Rick Surgeon in 15th. Cody Williams in 16th. Ray Hillhouse in 17th. And Donald Double D Durant rounds out the 18-car field here tonight. All the drivers getting stacked up on the grid. All the drivers getting ready. The pace car about to start rolling. The new season begins now. Two and a half miles of high banked full send speed here tonight. Every one of these drivers would love to start the season in victory lane. 75 laps here tonight. There will be a competition caution at lap 25. Drivers can go 28 to 30 laps on a tank of fuel, so after the comp caution, everybody will have to go to pit road once for fuel. As we mentioned during pre-race, the air effects on these cars have been updated. The bubble that used to be there is now non-existent. They will be able to get right to the back bumpers, lock on, and bump draft around the track. Also worth noting, the drivers said once they get to the bumper, it is easier to bump draft than ever in these cars. They just got to watch those temperature gauges not blow the engine. Barney the Flagman stands ready to begin the new season here at Daytona. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. The new BRR season begins at Daytona. Remember, it takes these cars about a lap and a half to get back up to full speed here. And all the drivers talked about it early during practice, throughout practice rather. Down at the bottom is good early on, but as the track comes in, the high line is the place to be. John Ross giving the Mark Nelson a big push to the lead. Across the start-finish line, Mark Nelson leads the first lap of the season. As we mentioned, Mark Dantuma weirdly in a Toyota tonight. Also, we see a couple drivers dropping back. Austin Ruskoff dropping back by Double D and Rick Sargent. Likely to see the small group slip off the back a little bit. Looks like Russell Martin Jr. has gathered a couple of cars and put some distance between the lead pack for the moment. And don't forget, folks, if you've missed any of the previous BRR seasons, you can find them all on our YouTube channel. Larry Fairman starting to make his way forward in the 99 car. Larry already up 3 spots into 9th. Mark Dantuma trying to work his way forward. Richie Joplin now up in 3rd. Gerald Thanos Poole up to 4th. And John Ross hops to the high side through 1 and 2. He's got help from Richie Joplin up top. Michael Whiting sliding down to lead the bottom line and see if he can get to the front. This is John Ross's first ever start in BRR. And it looks like he may lead a lap for the first time here. Ray Hillhouse in the 2 car in a big charge already. Hillhouse up 10 spots into 7th. John Ross continues to lead the bottom line, starting to form up once again. Ron Losey out front of the bottom line. Trying to see if he can get that bottom line pulled back up to the front. Richie Joplin doing one heck of a job pushing the leader. Nicole Kriesel, even the driver's favorite to win. There would be a party for a long time if Nicole pulls off the win. Here tonight, it is long overdue. Looks like newcomer Zach Lockett is in a good spot for us to ride along for a lap. Across the start-finish line, headed down toward turn 1. You see these cars moving around quite a bit. Despite all of the aero on these cars to help them stay planted to the ground, at these speeds and in a pack like this, these cars are never fully planted, and they just continue to move back and forth. Into turn 3, everybody tries to settle in just a little bit. Lockett drops down to the low, drops down just to get some clean air, keeping some space between him and the car just ahead. Lockett did that lap in 46.38 seconds. Normally we see that outside line take a while to come in. That is not the case here tonight. John Ross leading that outside line. But here comes a run on the bottom. Aaron Mason trying to make his way to the lead. He dropped to the bottom, had a run, but the outside line, that momentum is just too much. All the drivers were saying that bottom line is not the fastest way around this track tonight. Russell Martin Jr. now dropping, looking low. He looked low through the back straightaway, jumps back up to the high side, right behind Mark Dantuma. John Ross, being out front, will use the most fuel. However, with the competition caution at lap 25, it will not matter. However, after that competition caution, the driver out front will use the most fuel, and fuel strategy could come into play in the second part of the race. And caution is out back behind. Trying to see who got caught up. Mark Nelson there on the high line as they come out of turn 2. Thanos right behind him. Oh, looks like Nicole got a little bit loose. Comes across Mark's nose. Everybody manages to recover quickly and keep going. Nicole on pit road. Nicole, the only driver coming in so far, trying to get a look at Troy Downing's car. He and Mark Nelson stuck right behind. Looks like Mark's damage was minimal. But it does look like Troy needs to bring it in. Aero damage at Daytona is fatal. Looks like the majority of the field stays out. Michael Whiting, Troy Downing, Mark Nelson, Rick Sargent, and Austin Ruskoff coming in. Nicole has been in, got the car fixed, and is back out on track. First caution of the season. Now we know everybody will be in for the competition caution, so not a lot of point for many of these drivers to come in and get fuel. I think the vast majority of the ones we see in were just making sure their cars are fixed. They are not utilizing fast repairs. Both Mark Nelson and Troy Downing sitting on pit road, getting manual repairs done. Minimal damage to both cars. Both drivers need to start rolling pretty soon. The pack is coming through 3 and 4. They do have to get out before the pace car gets to them. Both drivers are rolling out. And we should see the 1 to green is Hey, good evening, Lowen. Hey, good evening, Chrono. Thank you for the raid. Hey, thank you guys for the raid. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. Lights are out. We get the one to green. They will refire next time by here at Daytona. John Ross, Richie Joplin will have the front row. Ray Hillhouse, Mark Dantuma on the second. Russell Martin, Aaron Mason on the third row. Ron Losey and Zach Lockett on the fourth. Larry Fairman and Cody Williams round out the top 10. Gerald Thanos Poole lurking back in 11th. Donald Double D Durance in 12th. Rick Sargent in 13th, Michael Whiting in 14th, Nicole Creasel, Troy Downing, Austin Ruskoff, and Mark Nelson round out the field. The beautiful unicorn cheering on Mark the Man Dantuma, who it's still weird seeing him in a Toyota here tonight. Although he did promise next Sunday he will be back in a Ford, not a wise choice, and he will have a new special paint scheme for this season. And with the start of a new season, let's get a little bit loud. When the green flag drops, I'm going to shut up and let you guys crank it up for a lap. Green flag is in the air. Crank it up, y'all. They were vibrating the cameras as they came through 3 and 4. The drivers reached full speed, probably out of turn 2 this time. They should be back up to max speed. No problem, Lowen, thank you. Mark Nelson. Mark Nelson has had some sort of a problem. See if we can see what went wrong. There's Mark off the back of the lead pack, and it looks like he still had some aero damage to the car. He ran to pit road, got it fixed. Hopefully, he'll be able to maintain the lead lap until the competition caution. John Ross, one of the rookies here this season, still out front. So far, he has led the most laps. Richie Joplin sitting right there behind him. As we mentioned, Richie has never finished a super speedway race facing the correct direction. That was his biggest goal for tonight. And what about Ray Hillhouse, who started in 17th, is now running 3rd. Aaron Mason leading that bottom line for the moment. It is definitely an odd situation seeing the bottom line struggling so much here tonight. Hopefully they can work together, find some speed, and march back to the front. Michael Whiting lurking back behind. Nicole not far behind him. Have a great night, Lowen. Thanks for coming by. Richie Joplin, Ray Hillhouse, and now Mark Dantuma on that outside line. The front four, single file, then it gets double file back behind. Aaron Mason still trying to get that bottom line some momentum. Russell Martin Jr., another one of the newcomers here tonight, giving Aaron a little bit of a push, trying to help fight their way back forward. Ron Losey also in that group trying to push forward. And one of our plate race aces, Gerald Thanos Poole, you can tell he is not pushing it at all right now. He is just settling in, riding the laps out. Double D there in the 0-2, already up 8 spots into 10th. Mark Nelson will lose a lap here. However, when the competition caution comes out, he will get as of now, he'll get the lucky dog. Great sportsmanship by Mark, pulling over to the apron to let him by. Everybody just riding along side by side right now. No reason to push the issue. Keep an eye on a couple of these drivers back at the back. We will likely start seeing some of these guys testing what they need to do to get to the front quickly. Right now is about the perfect time for them to try and find a way forward. That way they know once once they get to the end of the race, they know what they have to do to make it to the front in the final laps. So far, John Ross has led the majority of the laps here. Just 2 laps away from the competition caution. Richie peeking out a little bit there. I don't think Richie was trying to make a move, just trying to keep that engine cool. Remember, they are tucked up so closely, no air gets in the front of the car. Those engines can overheat very, very quickly. And it is highly likely we will see at least one engine let go before the end of the race. The driver should see the caution next time by. Looked like the inside line was starting to find a little bit of speed. Aaron Mason at one point had pulled up and almost even, and now Hillhouse leads the bottom line. And there is the competition caution. Hillhouse leading when the caution flies. Hey, good evening, Kyle. Welcome back. John Ross currently in second, Aaron Mason in third, Richie Joplin in fourth, Russell Martin in fifth. Once they find the pace car and get checked up, we'll likely see the entire field on pit road. Been a while since we've seen Hillhouse in victory lane. Could he get it done tonight? Or will we see a rookie in victory lane? Sounds like at least one driver, Aaron Mason, is taking right sides only in a full fuel load. Likely to see anybody who's going to take 4 tires. They will do it now under the caution, likely to only see right sides or no tires from here on out. And here we go, Hillhouse leading them onto pit road. Mark Nelson should be getting the lucky dog and waved back to the lead lap, and there he goes. And here they are, a lot of right sides up at the moment. And not seeing very many take left side tires. John Ross reclaims the lead coming off pit road. Richie Joplin coming out in second. Hillhouse in third. Aaron Mason in fourth. Ron Losey in fifth. Troy Downing comes out sixth. Gerald Poole in seventh. Russell Martin Jr. in 8th, Michael Whiting in 9th, Mark Dantuma in 10th. Mark Nelson has gotten back to the lead lap. He is on pit road now. He is in the perfect spot. He should take 4 tires. He's going to be at the tail end of the pack anyway. And he does. Mark Nelson takes 4. Will it make a difference late in this race? It is hard to know. This was the only scheduled caution and all season long. There will be a competition caution at a third of the way. After that, they race to the end. But the biggest question here tonight, will we see the big one and when? Most of the drivers likely to take it easy until that final stop. But one small mistake can catch half the field in the big one. As always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for here tonight. John Ross in control on the restart. Don't forget, later tonight, 9:30 Eastern, some of these same drivers will be back on track as SMR Gen 4 Racing goes to Michigan. And green flag is back in the air. Hey, good evening, Pudsey. Chrono cheering on Ray Hillhouse, who sits in third. Down the back straightaway. Remember, it takes just over a lap to get these cars back to max speed. And the inside line has completely come apart. Now the bottom line starting to form back up. Cody Williams leading on the bottom with Rick Sargent and Mark Dantuma. And Gerald Poole making it 3 wide. He backs out, slides back up into the outside line. A bit early to be trying to go 3 wide here tonight. Mark Nelson, after getting waved back to the lead lap, already up into 13th. The defending champ did win the truck race here last night. Can he pull off the sweep here this weekend? The inside line is starting to make some ground. And it looks like that inside line might actually be starting to pull up as Cody Williams now even with John Ross. John in the highlight did lead that time by, but for the first time tonight, that inside line staying fairly close. It does take a while for the track to rubber in, but it does look like the inside line starting to find some speed here. Yep, I already got it, Chrono. Aaron Mason just made a power move out of the high line, drops down and takes the lead on the bottom. The top three on the high line, opening the gap once again. Into the turn, you can see that bottom line start moving forward, but on the exit and the straightaway, that outside line is faster. They get a little bit more momentum. And they can carry a bit more speed into the turns. None of the drivers have broken off to play it safe. Everybody hanging on to the lead pack. And while it looks fairly easy, let's ride along with Austin Ruskoff. These cars are never going in a straight or steady line. The air moves the car around. The lack of grip also forces the car to move around. The driver is constantly adjusting. And when they get a bit of a run, they have to crack the throttle and move. Not to mention constantly pulling out of line just enough to cool the engine. Austin giving himself a little space between him and the car ahead. Playing it safe for the moment. John Ross has now dropped to the bottom line, continues to lead. Aaron Mason now takes control on the high side. Will he be able to pull ahead? Cody Williams now in fourth, Ray Hillhouse in fifth. Both drivers up 12 spots from where they started. Aaron Mason did lead at the line. His first lap led of the night and of the season. But that inside line is starting to fade in a big way. Mark Dantuma has snuck his way up into fourth. inside line. The driver said in pre-race that inside line, you couldn't make any moves. You have to wonder what the strategy is going to be late in the race. Everybody's going to want to be up on that high line. It's definitely going to need help to make a move down at the bottom. It's definitely going to be a struggle to make those moves even with help. We've yet to see somebody try and work the middle line, as Ron Losey now in the lead. Oh! Looked like Losey got a little bit of a bad bump from John Ross. They both managed to hold on to it. Looked like Aaron may have gotten a bit of a bad bump off the nose of Richie Joplin, as Ron Losey leads for the first time ever. Oh! John Ross jumped to the high side. Ron came up almost across the nose. Now the bottom line has a bit of a run as Cody Williams goes for the lead. Cody Williams trying to score his first lap lead. All these drivers want to lead at least one lap, pick up some bonus points here tonight. And Cody Williams leads for the first time ever. Now Rick Sargent leads the bottom line. Cody Williams leads up top. And Troy Downing is on pit road. He is in alone. And looks like Troy may have gotten into the wall. Something is terribly wrong with the car. He is going to lose a lap here. Looking to see if we can find what happened to Troy. There's Troy up on the ice. Oh, Gerald got loose. Troy had nowhere to go. He gets the wall, does get going again. But he ended up with significant right front damage. That has put him way behind. Larry Fairman also caught a piece of that, got slowed down. Austin Ruskoff, whoa, Fairman way up the track. Austin Ruskoff back behind as well. They are going to need a caution to catch up to the lead pack. And Richie Joplin will lead at the line, his first lap lead. As we mentioned, Richie has all sorts of problems at super speedway tracks like Daytona and Talladega. Richie won a race at Talladega with the Nowski group a couple of years ago, but he won it facing the wrong way. Since then, he has not been to victory lane at either Daytona or Talladega, often not finishing the races, trying to stay out front to make it to the end. Ray Hillhouse sits behind him in second. Mark Nelson, who was a lap down at the comp caution, now up into 6 as it looks like the bottom line has come in. The top 3 slide back to the high line as Cody Williams reclaims the lead. We've talked about it in the past. Daytona and Talladega, a lot of short tracks can be very physically exhausting. Daytona and Talladega are just mentally exhausting. You're playing chess at 200 miles an hour. Cody Williams, Zach Lockett, and John Ross, 3 rookies at the front here tonight. But 3 of the veterans on the bottom working together, trying to make something happen. Richie Joplin, Ray Hillhouse, and the Mark Nelson. Have a great night, Pudsey. Thanks for coming by. About 26 laps to go, and all the drivers are now within their fuel window. Remember, due to the nature of the track and the drafting, coming to pit road alone, it pretty much guarantees you're out of the running. You have to have help coming in, and especially coming off pit road. And I guarantee you right now there is a lot of conversation. Who wants to come in when? Not only do you have to come in with help, everybody who comes in with you has to have the same strategy. If you come in with a group of guys changing 2 tires, you change 4 tires, you're going to lose that group coming off pit road. Cody Williams continues to lead. 25 laps to go here at Daytona. We also mentioned the drivers at the front of the pack are using more fuel. They will need to make their stops a little bit sooner. All the drivers were last on pit road, lap 26. We should see all of the field in the next 5 laps. And if you've never seen a large group come to pit road at Daytona or Talladega, folks, you're in for a treat. Corey Williams, Zach Lockett, John Ross dropped to the bottom. This could be setting up for their pit road entry. Nope, not quite yet. Rick Sargent now leads the high line. That high line has had such a momentum advantage here tonight. Oh, Richie, a little bobble, almost gets into Rick. Both drivers trying to take advantage of the side draft. Cody Williams continues to lead, just waiting on our pit stops to begin. Nobody is in yet. And don't forget, lurking back at the back of the pack, Gerald Thanos Poole, the plate race ace, and Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel. Both drivers who are long overdue for a win here. Nobody coming in this time. Everybody always too afraid to come in first. DJ the Iceman Kenner saying Richie Joplin or Michael Whiting for the win tonight. And nobody coming in this time. It has been about 29 laps since they were last on pit road. The drivers during pre-race said 28 to 30 laps. Larry Fairman, Austin Ruskoff are in from back behind. Likely going to see them all in. Cody Williams and Zach Lockett look to be teammates based on those matching paint schemes. Aaron Mason will be taking fuel only, no tires. It's likely going to be the strategy for the bulk of the field. Hey, good evening, JR. The two teammate rookies out front. They very likely, or very possibly, will control the pit strategy. Once they come in, everybody else is gonna follow. JR cheering on Richie Joplin. Is tonight the night Richie breaks his streak of bad luck at super speedways? Here they come through 3 and 4. And here they come to pit road. Everybody is coming in. Almost everybody came in. Mark Dantuma stayed out along with Gerald Thanos Poole. Donald Double D Durant stayed out as well. Mark Dantuma and Gerald Poole, though, separated. They've got to get back together on pit road. Double D about 10 seconds back. Mark checked up and Gerald is with them. Here they come. Likely to see Double D in this. No, Double D stays out. He will lead a lap. Cody Williams back out along with quite a few cars back behind. That 4-car group led by Mark Nelson with John Ross and Zach Lockett, as well as Drifty Richie Joplin. Mark Dantuma on his way out along with Thanos. The lead pack is going to go by. They might be able to hook up with this second pack and get back into the draft. Michael Whiting hooks on to Ray Hillhouse. Donald Durant is on pit road, and Cody Williams is back out front. Mark Nelson sitting in second, John Ross in third, Zach Lockett in fourth, Richie Joplin in fifth. Ray Hillhouse leading the second group. They're about 1.8 seconds back. If they get single file tightened up, they may be able to close the gap on that lead pack. Cody Williams, in his BRR Cup Series debut, has been on fire here tonight. John Ross also in his debut. Currently sitting in third after leading quite a few laps in the early going. JR, that is awesome, buddy. Get in touch with Mark Dantuma. That 5-car lead pack is pulling away from the second group. That second group just not as tightened up as the lead group. They are about 3 seconds back now. Aaron Mason leads a third group, 8.25 seconds back from Gerald. Now remember, we have only seen one incident caution tonight on lap 9. We have yet to see the big one here tonight. Will tonight be the first time I've ever broadcast a race at Daytona that did not have a big one? That second group led by Hillhouse continuing to lose ground to the leaders. They are now about 4 seconds behind the lead pack. You have to wonder, in this lead pack, of these 5 cars, under the competition caution, they all took right sides only, except for the car in second place. The Mark Nelson took 4 fresh Goodyears. Will it be enough to help him get by when it counts? Will do, JR. DJ, you didn't jinx it. Richie's still in the top 5. That second pack continuing to lose ground. Have a great night, Chrono. Thank you for the raid, buddy. This second group just continuing to lose ground to the leaders. Now 5.6 seconds back. With 9 laps left to go here at Daytona. And don't forget, folks, this is not the end of our racing tonight. We'll be back at 9:30 Eastern as the SMR Gen 4 Series goes to Michigan. Eight laps to go. It's coming down to a 5-car race. That second pack now 6 seconds behind. Mark Nelson giving Cody Williams a big push at the front. Coming down to those final laps, Zach Lockett will likely go with it. Appears Cody Williams is Zach's teammate. Mark Nelson might get some help from Richie Joplin. It is any one of the top 5's race to win here. Ray Hillhouse up 11 spots into 6th at the moment. Rick Sargent, Mark Dantuma, Gerald Poole, and Michael Whiting all in that group. Aaron Mason's 3-car pack is actually starting to close a little bit on Michael Whiting. Ray Hillhouse has had a problem. See what happened to Ray. Oh, a bad bump off the nose of Rick Sargent. You gotta hand it to Hillhouse. He gathered it up, gets it back on track. He lost a lot of ground, but that is not an easy situation to be able to save. Cody Williams and the rest of the lead pack coming up on some lap traffic. Nicole Kriesel, Double D, Austin Ruskoff, and Larry Fairman lost a lot of ground coming off pit road. Looks like the leaders choosing to stick to the high line. Mark Nelson peaked low. Double D hops up to the high side. Cody Williams giving him a bit of a push. It gets tight. Out of 4. 3 laps to go at Daytona. Cody drops it down to the bottom. Still 2 lap cars ahead. Trying to work his way past Double D. Rick Surgeon and crew now 9.3 seconds back, but due to that lap traffic, they have the momentum now, but it's not going to be enough. Cody Williams leads at the line, 2 laps to go. Any one of that top 5 still in the fight. Down the back straightaway, Cody Williams continues to lead. Mark Nelson right on his bumper. Out of turn 4. And it all comes down to this. White flag is in the air one more time around. Zach Lockett, Richie Joplin got separated. Now it's Mark Nelson and Cody Williams. John Ross starts to pull back up. Ross moves to the high side. Cody Williams goes up. Nelson alone on the bottom. Oh, Double D. Mark's in the wall. Richie's in the wall. And Cody Williams will come home with the season opener win at Daytona. John Ross finishes in second. Zach Lockett coming home in third. See if we can see what happened with Richie Joplin and Mark Nelson. See if we can get a better angle on that. Oh, Mark gets a bump from Lockett at wrong time. It sends him up into Richie. Definitely an awesome way to start the season. Let's see if we can talk to our top 3. Starting with third place, Zach Lockett. Zach, congratulations. Start your career with BRR on the podium. A great start to the season.
Yeah, man, it was a good race. Our teammates here at Adrenaline Racing really worked well together, and a couple of guys here at Sim Motion as well, John Ross and Ron. really came out and laid down a good strategy here for us, and executed that last pit stop. I was a little bit worried about. That was really the money stop, the green flag one that we had to nail, and came out and we nailed it. So really impressed with the racing overall here tonight, and the strategy.
Well, it definitely worked out. The strategy kept you guys together, man. An awesome race and an awesome way to start with the league. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for broadcasting, and appreciate you guys putting on this league. Looking forward to continuing. And lastly, just want to say sorry to Mark Nelson. I gave him too big of a push there in the last lap in the turn, and ended up ruining his top 5. So feel bad, but thought we could, still try to compete for a win there coming out of 4 and push him too hard. But look forward to Chicagoland next week.
All right, buddy. Great job.
Thanks.
John Ross coming home in second. John, congratulations. 3 rookies taking the podium here tonight.
Yeah, we'll take it, man. It was a good night for adrenaline and sim motion racing. So we'll take a 1-2-3 finish.
You guys definitely had the strategy figured out. In fact, we didn't realize until late in the race that the 3 of you guys were teammates, and man, you guys worked it really, really well to keep everybody in a great position.
Yeah, I think, when it really all boiled down to that last green flag pit stop. So we tried to time it, communicate well when we're going to break and things like that and get in and out. And unfortunately, we lost a couple of other teammates due to some bad pit stuff. But when we come out, Mark unfortunately was the only one that wasn't part of our team. And, he kind of got hung out there at the end. I think he got in a little accident, but he really helped us too. So shout out to him. But yeah, we just played the strategy right. We were there at the end. We had that breakaway, so we just wanted to stay in a line and keep pulling from that second pack.
Well, it definitely worked. You guys opened up a big gap, kept yourself safe, and come home with a 1-2-3. Congratulations.
Yeah, we appreciate that. It was hard fought and really fantastic racing for the first race of this series for everybody. Did a fantastic job.
Well, great job, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
And finally, our winner, Cody Williams. Cody, your first official BRR race. You come home with the win and your teammates right behind you.
Yeah, man, that was pretty exciting. That was a great race. I was really impressed with the racing tonight. And, we're really pumped, man, about the league. And that was really awesome. Wasn't expected to be running up front a lot tonight, but that was really cool.
Well, man, it was a great job. You obviously got to the lead fairly early on and led quite a bit of the race. And with your team right there with you, it made a huge difference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not usually my MO on these tracks. I usually kind of run in the back and feel things out, but I kind of got a good feeling. The first part of the race that everybody was racing pretty respectable and we weren't going to have any kind of big issues or anything. So I was like, I'm just going to get up here and try to be at the front and see if, it pays off. And it did. And the guys on the team all worked together great and turned out good, man.
Well, congratulations. A great way to start the season and your BRR career. Great job.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys.
Well, 3 rookies in the field take the podium with the sweep. Hey, good evening, Max. Good evening, May. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we'll be back at 9:30 Eastern as SMR Gen 4 goes to Michigan. That promises to be one heck of an exciting battle here tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you in a bit. Have a great evening.